Hey there, welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving deep into a topic that, it might seem simple on the surface, but as we peel back the layers, you'll find it's surprisingly complex and utterly fascinating. Lavender essential oil. We're going to explore its vast uses, the science behind why it works, the incredible journey it takes from like a farm to the bottle, and why understanding its true quality is more important than ever. So, our mission for this deep dive is really to give you a clear, concise understanding of this powerhouse oil. We've gathered insights from scientific researchers, sourcing specialists, even veterinarians, and we'll distill the most important bits of knowledge for you, often using, real-world examples from leading industry practices to show how these concepts work.
That's right. Our goal is to connect the dots between the everyday ways you might use lavender and the rigorous science and ethical practices behind getting a truly pure product. You'll gain knowledge quickly but thoroughly, hopefully with plenty of aha moments, without feeling, totally overwhelmed by information overload.
Okay, so when we think of lavender, calm is often the first word that comes to mind, right? And you're absolutely right. But calm is truly just the tip of the iceberg. They often call lavender the Swiss Army knife of essential oils for a reason.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is just how broadly its calming and balancing properties extend. It's sourced from the flowering tops of the true lavender plant, Lavandula angustifolia, mostly from Europe, and it's known to ease tension, stress, and yes, definitely promote a restful night's sleep. It can even gently soothe fussy babies. And, it's important to specify Lavandula angustifolia because other varieties like lavandin have different chemical makeups and uses.
Right, that specific type matters. So, beyond just diffusing it for a peaceful vibe at bedtime, what else can this true lavender oil do for you?
Well, for one, pure lavender oil, the right kind, can actually be taken internally to help reduce anxious feelings. And you might be surprised, but it's used in cooking sometimes. To soften citrus flavors or add a unique twist to marinades, baked goods, desserts. Topically, it's your go-to for soothing occasional skin irritations, think minor cuts, scrapes, insect bites. It can help keep skin and scalp looking clean and healthy too. Lots of people add a few drops to an evening bath, or maybe directly onto their pillow at night.
Wow, so you can diffuse it, put it on your skin, cook with it, and take it internally. That's quite the range. Really versatile.
Indeed. It also offers support for your immune system, nervous system, and cardiovascular system. And for a unique everyday use, you can mix it with water in a spray bottle. Use it to freshen up your linen closet, mattress, car, or just the air. We even heard a fun little story about adding a few drops to wool dryer balls. Makes your clothes smell amazing, and you sort of become your own personal diffuser throughout the day.
Yeah, I like that.
Now, if we connect this to the bigger picture of well-being, sleep is just paramount. Did you know the average person spends about 36% of their life sleeping?
36%.
Yep. It's arguably the single biggest component of your overall health.
That's a staggering statistic. But, in our busy lives, I think so many of us feel like we're constantly shortchanging ourselves on sleep. What's actually happening when we sleep? Why is that time so critical?
Well, during sleep, your body cycles through these NREM stages. That's where it's intensely restoring cells, building muscles, supporting organs, bones, the immune system, and it's transferring information to the brain for memory formation. Then you get REM sleep, which is more focused on mental restoration, sorting memories, making space for new connections. And while some sources say adults often sleep less than 7 hours, you actually needed more like 7.5 to 9 hours to fully complete these vital NREM-REM cycles.
Okay, 7.5 to 9. And what happens if you consistently don't get enough of those full cycles? What are the consequences?
Well, sleep deprivation negatively impacts pretty much everything. Your immune system, endocrine system, heart rate, blood pressure, blood sugar. It can even increase hunger signals. It has real, quantifiable health consequences that definitely add up over time.
Right. So, considering how vital sleep is, how does lavender specifically help support those critical cycles?
Lavender is often called the seed of modern aromatherapy because of its calming properties. Numerous studies, quite a few actually, have shown that using lavender aromatherapy as part of a bedtime routine can improve sleep duration and satisfaction. It can even decrease night waking and fatigue. There was one recent study that found just inhaling lavender before bed can have long-acting, kind of rebalancing effect on your sleep cycle.
That's fascinating. So, it's not just about the immediate calm feeling you get right then.
Exactly. It's doing more behind the scenes. And what's perhaps lesser known are its internal benefits for sleep. Clinical research shows that orally ingested lavender oil, again, the pure stuff, can aid in preparing for sleep and improving waking energy levels. This is partly because it can influence neurotransmitter activity. Those are just the chemical messengers in your brain transmitting signals, and it provides this general soothing effect on the nervous system.
Okay, interesting. I've also heard about L-theanine being used alongside lavender for sleep. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Ah, yes, L-theanine. It's an amino acid found naturally in green tea, which, has been used for thousands of years. And even though green tea has caffeine, L-theanine seems to kind of counteract the stimulating effects. Research is definitely growing for its direct sleep-promoting benefits. It seems to help people stay asleep and get higher quality rest. It improves both sleep efficiency and sleep latency. That's basically how quickly you fall asleep. Like lavender, it's thought to work by influencing those neurotransmitter pathways in the brain. So when you combine them, like in the doTERRA Serenity Restful Complex soft gels, lavender and L-theanine offer this synergistic nutritional support for really effective sleep.
Okay, this next point really surprised me, and it's where the importance of quality just snaps into focus. Did you know that over 80%, 80 of the lavender oil sold on the market today isn't actually pure lavender?
Yeah, that's not just speculation. It's backed by published research and confirmed by independent testing teams. It's a known issue in the industry, and it raises a really important question. Why would companies fake something or adulterate something? That seems pretty affordable, like lavender. Well, it boils down to increasing profit margins by cutting corners, adding synthetic compounds, fillers, maybe even petrochemical ingredients, things that definitely shouldn't be there.
And what are the real-world consequences for you, the consumer, if you end up using these adulterated oils?
Well, simply put, if you don't know what's truly in your bottle, you can't use it safely or effectively, can you? Adulterated oils might trigger allergies, they could irritate your skin, or they might just not work at all, completely failing to deliver the benefits you're expecting. That's why genuine purity and being able to really trust your source are absolutely critical.
Absolutely. So, given this challenge, what does this mean for making sure you get real, effective lavender oil? How do the reputable producers ensure that consistency?
Consistency is paramount, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's honestly pretty rare in this industry because, plants are natural things. They're subject to so many environmental factors, weather, soil. Unless your lavender oil is consistent in its chemistry year after year, batch after batch, you just can't rely on it for consistent results. What's truly fascinating, though, is how some companies achieve remarkable control. For instance, some leading brands manage to ensure that lanolin, that's the main component in lavender, responsible for many benefits, only varies by about 1%.
1%.
1%, which, when you think about it, is even tighter control than many pharmaceuticals allow. They often permit like a 5% variance in the active ingredient dosage.
Wow. How is that even possible when you're dealing with a natural plant that can vary so much depending on, the rain that year or the soil?
It often comes down to really innovative sourcing models. For instance, there's a model known as co-impact sourcing. This approach addresses the variability by responsibly sourcing plants from multiple farms around the world, particularly from regions like Bulgaria and France, which are, prime lavender growing areas. By blending oils from different regions, if one area, say, has less rain and a slightly different chemical profile that year, another region can balance it out. This global approach minimizes that environmental variability, resulting in a consistent, reliable essential oil every single time. The core mission of models like that is often ethical sourcing, paying farmers fairly and things like that, but a powerful byproduct is solving what many thought was an impossible consistency problem. So when you acquire a bottle from a source like that, you know what's inside and you can use it confidently every single time.
Okay, let's dig into that journey a bit more. From the fields to the bottle in your hand, where does a lot of this pure, consistent lavender actually come from?
Well, a significant portion of the world's high-quality lavandula angustifolia oil comes from Bulgaria. Some also comes from France. And the heart of one such major operation in Bulgaria is a facility called Esoter. It's located in a town called Dobrich. It's an incredible full production site. They've had something like 37 distillation stills, and they're just bustling 24/7 during the peak harvest months. That's June through September. And while lavender is often their most distilled essential oil, facilities like this also produce other oils, melissa, yarrow, blue tansy. They even process frankincense resin during the off-season.
So it's clearly not just like a small farm. It's a significant operation really dedicated to quality production on a large scale. What's the science behind how the lavender itself is grown and harvested for essential oil?
It's quite interesting. Lavender plants aren't actually harvested in their first year. The best yields come in years 3 to 4, and a single plant can be harvested for up to 10 years, which is pretty good. During the harvest season, local farmers bring their fresh-cut lavender directly to the distillation facility. It gets immediately weighed, recorded, and then distilled. This ensures the plant material is as fresh as possible, which is crucial for the final oil quality.
And how much lavender does it actually take to make, that little bottle of oil we have at home?
It's an astounding amount, really.
Oh,
Typically, 1 ton, that's 1,000 kilograms of raw lavender, yields about 10 kilograms of lavender essential oil.
wow. 1 ton for 10
Yeah,
kilos.
that's a lot of flowers packed into a single bottle.
Mm.
And the distillation process itself, it's steam distillation, takes roughly an hour per batch. It's all done with great care to maintain the oil's purity and its potency.
It really sounds like there's a strong human element to this whole process, too, a community built around it.
Absolutely. The people behind the oil are just as important as the process itself. Many of the farmers come from within, say, 50, 60 kilometers of the distillery. They're paid fairly based on the weight of the raw material they deliver. It's built as a long-term partnership,
Mm-hmm.
based on trust and mutual benefit. And it's pretty cool. You can actually visit facilities like doTERRA. You can meet the farmers, watch the lavender being unloaded, see the oil being distilled. You witness that connection firsthand.
That personal connection, seeing it, that must be really powerful. I heard one of the sourcing experts, Emily Bell, actually had a very personal connection to lavender herself.
She did, yeah. Growing up in France, lavender was just part of her childhood. Her grandmother grew it in the garden. She shared that every time she smells pure lavender oil, it brings her this sense of peace and reminds her of her grandmother. It's a truly calming, familiar scent for her. Apparently, she even continues to collect wild sprigs when she's out on hikes. It's deeply ingrained for her.
That's lovely. And how does she use it now in her daily routine, given all her knowledge about sourcing and quality?
Oh, she's a daily user, especially when traveling. That came up a lot. She applies Lavender Touch, that's the pre-diluted roller bottle on the backs of her ears while flying. She rubs the oil into the bottoms of her feet, even with compression socks on, and she diffuses it at night to unwind. Says she always keeps it in her handbag. She's even shared it with fellow travelers who look stressed or overwhelmed. So yeah, it's clearly an oil that's easy to love, easy to use, and consistently delivers that sense of calm for her.
Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting for a different kind of user, because we get questions about this all the time, essential oils and pets. Is lavender essential oil actually safe for our furry friends?
Yeah, that's a really important question for so many pet owners, isn't it? According to Dr. Larry McCaskill, he's a veterinarian with about 6 years of clinical experience using essential oils. Lavender is considered one of the safer essential oils for pets. He's found it to be safe based on, the existing literature and his own extensive clinical use. He reported not seeing adverse reactions when it's used correctly.
Okay, that's really great news for pet lovers, but are there any crucial caveats? Things pet owners absolutely need to know?
One critical one: you must only use pure, unadulterated lavender essential oil for pets. Many over-the-counter products, things like soaps, shampoos, candles that say they contain lavender, can actually be toxic for animals. That's because they often contain synthetic fragrances, fillers, or other ingredients that are harmful to pets, even if the label mentions lavender. Purity is key.
Got it. Pure lavandula angustifolia. So if it's pure, how can you safely and effectively use it for pets? What are the main uses?
It's routinely recommended for two main things. First, soothing minor skin irritations, and second, cultivating a calming environment for stressed animals. For skin irritations, the recommendation is often to mix 1 drop of pure lavender oil with about 5 drops of fractionated coconut oil that's just a light, non-greasy carrier oil. Then you apply that mix to the affected area maybe twice a day. It helps soothe itchiness and is generally well tolerated. Even if pets lick it a bit, pure lavender is safe for internal use in those small, diluted amounts.
Okay, that makes sense. And what about for calming stressed pets? I imagine a lot of owners deal with that: vet visits, travel, storms.
Yes, this is a fantastic application. For situations exactly like that, vet visits, car travel, thunderstorms, fireworks, you can diffuse pure lavender oil in the environment around them. You can also rub maybe 2 to 4 drops on the pet's paw pads. Dr. McCaskill mentioned he even uses it on his patients' paw pads to soothe them before checkups or acupuncture. For stressful events are coming up, you could diffuse it a few hours before or during the event, or you could apply it topically maybe every 30 minutes to 2 hours as needed.
That sounds like a wonderful, really natural way to support our animal companions' well-being.
It truly is, but, and this is important, always consult with an educated veterinarian if you have specific questions or concerns about using any essential oils on your pets. They can give you tailored advice based on your animal's specific health and needs.
Absolutely. Good advice.
Oh.
Okay, what a deep dive into lavender essential oil. From its incredible versatility, in our homes, our daily routines, to the rigorous science that explains its calming power for both us and potentially our pets, to that fascinating journey it takes from a field in Bulgaria all the way to that tiny bottle in your hand. It really is a foundational oil for so many reasons.
So what does this all mean for you listening?
Yeah.
Well, it means that understanding the origins, the science, the commitment to purity behind a product like lavender essential oil can truly transform how you view it
Yeah.
and how you use it. It's not just about a pleasant scent, is it? It's about a deeply considered, highly effective natural solution that when it's properly sourced and tested offers really remarkable benefits.
Yeah. So for you, the learner, maybe think about those layers of intentionality, the rigorous standards that go into something that seems as simple as a bottle of pure lavender oil. Does knowing where something comes from and the transparent standards behind it, does that change how you perceive its value and its effectiveness in your own life? We definitely encourage you to continue exploring the world of essential oils with that deeper level of inquiry. What's really in the bottle?